Hi, my name is Heather Hooper. I'm a 5th grade educator in Central Indiana, and welcome back to my channel. Great, so let's talk about our day. So in grammar/writing, we have been learning how to write 3-paragraph essays, and they're doing pretty well with that. I think I'm going to do another week next week with that and then move on to 5-paragraph essays. And I think they're going to do fabulous with it. I have several of them that are becoming pretty fluent in it, and they are now starting to experiment with different types of sentences. So that is fun. And then I also am throwing in grammar, so I keep doing that and referring back to that. So here is a little clip of us doing Shirley English so that you can hear what it sounds like. And yeah, it was going pretty good. We're still learning things together, and it's going pretty well. So here's that.
Do not read in bad light. Who do not read in bad light? You. Understood subject pronoun. What is being said about you? You do not read. Verb. Do not help a verb. Not adverb. In preposition. In what? Like. Object of the preposition. What kind of like? Bad. Adjective. Subject, noun, verb, pattern 1, check. In that like prepositional phrase. Critics and grammar sentence. Go back to the verb and divide the complete subject from the complete predicate. Is there an adverb exception? No. Is this sentence in a natural or inverted order? Natural.
I almost did it again. Did you guys see me? Yes.
Don't you do read and not say not?
Yes, you do. But you guys caught it, and so I just let it go because you guys figured it out. There's actually a question for not. I don't know that we practice it all the time. Oh. Read how. I think it's how is the question for not.
You taught us something or not was always.
It's always an adverb. Yeah. But there is a question. I think it's a how question. Yeah, do read how. So it should be what is being said about you. You do read verb. Do helping verb. Do read how not. So it's a how question. Yeah. But we got it. You figured it out, and that's okay. That's okay. After our grammar lesson, we then went into morphology. And in my morphology block, we do dibbles as part of our assessments for our school. And so we practice the maze assessment. I try and practice that once a week. So I think sometimes they don't do as well because they're not quite sure what to do. So we've been practicing that. So that's a 3-minute test that we do. And then we read together a passage. So we practice fluency. The first time we didn't actually read it together. The first time I have them read it independently, and they circle words that they either don't know how to pronounce or that they don't know what they mean. And we talk about those. Tomorrow we will read it together for fluency. After that, we go into making words with the different parts that we have learned. We have a test this week, so we're just kind of reviewing. And so we did the root hypo. So they come up with different words that have that root in it, and then we break up some of those words. And so here is that. Thank you. Yes, you're the best. -4. Give it back to Miss Jordan. All right. Let's see. Oh, get out your maze practice. You picked it up yesterday. Your maze practice. Put an iPad between you or something so you're not quickly looking at your neighbors. So, because sometimes it helps us to know where a teacher wants us to get. Okay? Everybody have it out? All right, lost and found. You guys ready? Here we go. George had just disembarked from the train at his home station. He rode the same train every single weekday. Usually, he rode his bicycle home, sniffing along the side of the road. The puppy was some of these words. So here are some. Give me some that you guys got first. Give me some that you guys got first. Oh, that's a good one. I do have that one. Yep. It is a big word, but you're going to hear it a lot in science, especially as you get older. Kelby? Yep. It's hypothesis. It's the same word. It's just we say it differently because of how our letters are put together. Okay, go ahead. Hypothermia we talked about. All right, let's look at the ones I have. Dermia. That works too. Yeah. So I have hypothermia, hypoactive, so underactive. Okay. Hypotension. What's hypo mean? Okay, so we know this is under. And what is therm?
Heat.
Yep. Heat, which kind of makes sense. Do you know what IA is? No? I like that you're trying though, yeah.
Does it make it a noun?
It makes it like a condition. So this means like a condition of. So a condition of heat that's under temperature. Yeah, okay. I know, it's always hard for me to do that. So after we broke up the words, then we went into our vocabulary, and we were working on fill in the blank or context clues. And then they had to practice example sentence. So it would use, so for example, one of our words is conformity. And so they would get like a culture that values conformity doesn't want individuals to stand out. And they have to say yes or no. Is it being used correctly? So that's what they worked on next. What in that sentence made you choose sympathy? What were the context clues that helped you? Oh, not yet. Wait, we're waiting on Brooklyn to finish her answer. There had to be something in there that made you choose sympathy, because that's correct. Right, and that's volunteering to help. And homeless people, like, should we want to be helpful, right? And sympathy would go with that. Do you guys think so?
No.
Why do you say no? I see a word that automatically wants me to choose symbiotic.
That's what I want to choose.
What's the word, Landon? Oh, I didn't even see that one. Yes, relationship. What's another word that should stand out? Yeah. Organism. So organisms and relationship, those are your clues that it's symbiotic. Huh? After that, we go into our actual reading block and we practice a daily skill. Today, we were talking about fact and opinion. And then what we are focused on as far as our reading skill are context clues. Our third 9 weeks is pretty word heavy in what we are focused on. And so they read about the New England Puritans, which we're also learning about in social studies, and they had to figure out what words meant based on the context clues that were in the article. After that, we read Because of Mr. Trapped. So here is a short clip of those two things. So fact and opinion, we just went over the direction. So we have Jana looked out the window at the falling snow. She sighed as she said, you have to have an opinion about snow here. What did you put?
I hate snow.
I hate snow is what she said. How many of you hate snow? I'm gonna go in between.
It depends if it gets in my food.
I love snow if I can stay inside on my couch with a cup of coffee and a book and see how pretty it is outside.
If it gets school canceled for me, I love it.
If it gets school canceled, I don't mind a good snow day. I don't love it if I have to go out in it and drive in it and be cold. Right, did I give this to you?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Sometimes I do things so far in advance, I forget if I did it or not. So it should be the New England Puritans. This is so funny. So, I read to some of you and put it in Google Classroom, right? I did do that, just so you know. You're going to hear me. You'll probably, number one, I quit timing it out when they kept coming over the announcements for kids at Bulldog Club. So you're just going to have to listen to me pause and start again. So this only applies to some people. But do you know how many times I had to start over because I couldn't say the New England Puritans? And England kept being it was messed up. And it was so funny because Miss Adkins was in here working with me because Bulldog Club was happening in her room and she needed to get some work done. And then she'd get to laughing at me and I'd have to redo it. I had to redo it 5 times just so I could read the title. So if you hear me slow down whenever I say New England Puritans, you can know it's because my tongue would not work to say that. Okay? So, this one is for a grade. It's for what? A grade. We have done 2 of them. We did one together. You guys did one, and we went over the answers and what I expect. Turn it over onto the back and look at your questions. You know the highlighted words are the bolded words. But remember, in number 5 and 7, if you don't give me what is in the text to help you, you're going to miss that question.
Just highlight what we gave you from the text.
No, you can just say in the text is stated and give me your words that you're using or whatever helps you, okay? All right? Because of Mr. Trapped has been a very good book in my class, I think a lot of kids can relate with the students that, the characters that are in that book, and they have a lot that they want to talk about. They have a lot that they want to discuss and a lot of what would you do in this situation. And so we are taking forever to get through it. So I think the next couple of days we're just going to spend reading that because it's taking us so long to get through. We've been doing a ton with context clues, so I think it'll be okay to take a little bit of a break. We went along with Lexi's grand plan because it was easier not to have her involved in our tasks. But that wasn't good enough for Lexi. No, she tried her best to get everyone mad at each other. That's what she was all about. You ever know somebody that's like that?
Yeah.
Because usually this is the age, 4th, 5th, 6th grade, when you start to see that. So the next thing that we go into is our small group time. So when I am pulling small groups, they are working on iReady. They do 20 minutes, 25 minutes of iReady reading path, and then they'll do 15, 20 minutes of iReady math path. And so then I'm pulling up kids to do task cards. They're reviewing skills that I know they need to review. Sometimes they are reading passages to me. It's just all kinds of different things happening during that time. Sometimes I have, a couple reading groups going, a couple math groups going, and I'm getting through as many kids as possible to practice skills, and they have that accountability of getting things done with me. Small groups is one of my favorite times. So here is a little bit of video for that. What we need to. So these come in multiple. What's a multiple? We have factors and multiples. Those are the two we keep getting confused. Thank you. What's a factor? The math facts. What was the other thing we've been practicing doing? The skip counting. Remember, that's the multiple.
You say you have to find one between 20 and 20. Remember, proper nouns are nouns that are capitalized. They're fancier. There's something different about them. Which one that they have in common? Oh, sorry. Yeah. I didn't even look there. Very good. Okay, so this is the same thing. You have to find the least common multiple or the least common denominator. Denominator they're using because it's in fractions. Do you see how like this one is just in numbers? Do you see how that's just in numbers? This is in fractions. So you're doing the same thing, except they're going to call it the denominator because we're looking at fractions. So you need to list out the multiples of 6 and the multiples of 8 and find the first one they have in common. After that, we have lunch and recess and we come back and we do math. We always start with math facts. Today, they were just working on their math iPad app that they have, and they can set that for what they need to do. Almost all of my kids, I think I'm down to one kid who, 3 kids who are still in multiplication, but 2 are almost done. And the rest are into their division facts. And so they go all the way through 12s testing with me, and then they have to get 100 facts done in 5 minutes or less, and then they move on to division. So almost the whole class is in division. So that's amazing. And then we do a math minute, and so that reviews skills. It practices current skills, and it's getting them ready for later skills. Some skills we're not even going to get to because it's a more 6th grade. Love the old math minutes. And then we get into estimating fractions. So is this closer to 0, a half, or a whole? And we're getting ready to start adding fractions, adding and subtracting fractions. So we use dominos today for that. And here's a little bit from that. Explain this. Jordan.
Well, it's 2 away from being 0, but then it's also 1 away from being half, so wouldn't it be a half?
2.5. Now, is this really a fraction? This is not really a fraction. We're doing it to visualize, right? Okay. So if this is 2.5 and this is 0 over 5, is 3 closer to 0 or closer to 2.5? Okay. So this is more like a half, right? So I have my 2 fractions. Make them proper. Make sure you have proper fractions. Estimate. Is it going to be less than 1 or greater than 1? So I'm looking at mine. Mine is going to be less than 1. Do you guys agree? I have almost 0 and a half. So 0 plus 1/2 is a half. Look at yours. What do you have? The next thing that we did would be social studies. We have a test coming up. So they just had a study guide and they were working on that. I don't think I have any clips of that. If I do, I'll insert it. And what do you need to do on this side? What is important? Yeah. You need to know what each of those words means. Okay? I will tell you, you have, the whole test is multiple choice like the last one. Okay? But you will have your vocabulary on there. You know this is going to be on your test, right? So you know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 questions. You know what they are. It's going to ask you to pick the choice of what this word means. Are you guys hearing me? If you miss vocabulary questions, it's because you didn't want to study so that you knew them. Because you know those questions are going to be on the test. What's going to be on the test? Vocabulary. Are you guys hearing me? Okay. Native Americans were at the bottom of the colony's class structure. What's an automatic question you might have or should have? Who was at the top? Why were they at the top? What are the other people in there?
Do you see how you can take more notes on it by asking yourself questions about what's on here? And then we ended with science, and we were talking about desalination and taking salt out of ocean water and if that's possible to use water that way. And so we were talking about that because our whole unit was focused around the water cycle and the reusing of water and all of that good stuff. And then it was the end of the day. So that was a day in my life as a 5th grade teacher. If you have any suggestions or anything that you like to do, your favorite activities, I love learning from other teachers, and I hope that you're learning something from me. Today, I guess the takeaway would be like the dominoes for fractions. It's a great way to just pull them out to practice estimating, and I will use them for addition. I will use them for all of my fractions where they can pull to and just they have multiple problems at their disposal to practice. So if you don't have dominoes, I would look into that as a quick way to review, and it's something that they can handle, and they thought it was cool. Any little change in your routine will build up your engagement. And so it's a great way if you have an observation coming up or anything like that, or it's quick to pull out. If we don't know about our observations, I like it better that way, but that's something that you can quickly pull out if you have taught your kids how to use it. And it's so much easier and it looks cool for an observation. So that was a day in my life. Thank you so much for joining me, and make sure that you click like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future videos, and I will see you next time.